What's the toughest question you have for General Petraeus this week?
Well, I want to wait and hear what he has to say. What I am interested in is trying to have an environment where we can discuss the region writ large and not simply Iraq. The last time General Petraeus was here, it was almost as if Iraq were an island in the middle of the ocean, and all the questions were limited only to Iraq. And we have to understand as a country where we are really right now. I mean, the Iraq War was over five years ago, about the time President Bush landed on that ship and said mission accomplished. And
it's a big concession for a Democrat to make.
From that point forward, we have been in a very tedious and contentious occupation, which is what people like myself were warning about before we went in. And this occupation has drained this country strategically in two different ways. The first is that we have tied up the best maneuver forces in the world, our Army and the Marine Corps, on the streets in the cities of one nation, while the people we're supposed to be fighting, Al-Qaeda and other forces of international terrorism, have maintained their maneuverability. And then secondly, our grand strategic interests have fallen aside. The economy has gone down the tubes, the price of oil has quadrupled, and our main strategic adversary around the world, China, has benefited.
Senator Graham, I saw you nodding your head through much of what Senator Webb was saying. The other concern now is that the stress on our troops, particularly if there is a pause this summer, is going to be tremendous. The Army Vice Chief of Staff told Capitol Hill this week, our readiness is being consumed as fast as we build it. What do you make of that?
Is that okay, I'm sorry, I thought you were going to play a clip. We'll be going to 12-month rotations in July. We'll get to pre-surge levels. Re-enlistment rates are extraordinarily high for those who are serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. We made our recruiting goals in February, so I think it has been stressful, but the biggest stress of all is to lose a battle in the war on terror that we can't afford to lose. So I have every confidence in the military. They know why they're there. They keep re-enlisting because they understand the enemies we're facing. They want to contain that enemy over there. My hardest question, not hardest question, but the one that plagues me the most to General Petraeus and Ambassador Crocker is how do we get a handle on Iran's involvement in Iraq? They're weaponizing the southern part of Iraq. They're providing a lot of military support to the militias. How do we confront Iran and Syria when it comes to allowing outside forces trying to
Senator Graham, you say that the Iranians are providing military support to the militias, and I have no doubt that's true, but they're also providing political support to the Maliki government, our ally in Iraq.
Well, what you do is you have a lot of people who are on the Shia side that had safe sanctuary in Iran during the Saddam era, but Maliki is working well with Hashemi and the Sunnis and the Kurds. The Shias, represented by Maliki, are really reconciling the country. The de-Baathification law was passed where the Sunnis can get some of their old jobs back. $48 billion budget was shared with all groups, the Kurds, the Sunnis, and the Shias. So you got a Shia element in Iraq that has relations with Iran, but they're trying to reconcile Iran. Then you have al-Sadr that's trying to create an Iranian theocracy in Iraq, and that to me is the tension, the friction that we've got to deal with.